Hello everybody, welcome back to Green Mountain here. So it's been a couple of weeks since you guys been up here with me last. I've done a little bit of work around the property up here. I removed all the stumps out of the driveway, so we don't have to worry about driving them over anymore. Other than that, I haven't done much of anything. Just kind of moseying around, getting around town, talking to people. Now they have been moving forward about getting the construction work ready for me to go do some trees. They started out the construction yard where they're going to start holding all the construction equipment and the offices and everything. They actually got it marked up so I can go down there and start removing the trees for them. And then they'll also give me an extra $5,000 once that's completed. I think there's only a couple trees down there. So we'll be working on that today. And then they ran some power lines up there also. While they were doing that, they cut some trees down, and they asked if I could go back and pick up those trees. Now, they're not going to pay me any extra to do that, but I do get the money from the trees themselves. And I was looking, because of the equipment that I have here, I'm going to need a bigger truck and a better way to pull logs around, especially if I could get longer logs. Now that we got the forks here to pick them up. So there's a truck for sale down in the town. So we're going to head down that way to go ahead and look at the truck. Maybe we can make a good deal on it and see if it's right for what we need. So let's go ahead and head down that way. Okay, we're coming up to it here. Looks like this is the truck right here. Let's pull into the driveway here. It's an old truck, but it definitely will do better than what we got. It'll have a little bit more power than what we have right now. So this bed actually comes off. So if we want to put different beds on here, so this will actually drop it off. So that's something to look to into the future, especially if we want to get something to haul the grass around or anything like that. We could get a different bed for it. I mean, it's been beat up, but it's still, tires look pretty good on it. Don't see any rust on it anywhere, so it's been kept good in good condition, except for just being a little dirty and a little beaten up. So yeah, let me go ahead and come down here and talk to them to see what they're asking for this, but I think this will work perfectly for what we need to do right now. So let me head down that way. So we're back here. Went ahead and talked to them. As you can see, I got $10,000 out of my account. So I spent $10,000 for that truck. It was kind of a steep, but he said it is in really great condition. It should last longer and definitely works for what I need it for. He said there's also some metal pieces in there that we can bolt on there that we can actually hold logs onto the bed itself. So that makes it an even bigger plus, so we can turn it into a logging truck altogether. So since it right now we can hold other stuff on it, I'm going to take the Volkswagen back up that way. And then load it up on there, and then we'll take that back up to our property. But I should be able to make that money back easily, especially with the extra $5,000 I'm getting to do the trees at the construction yard, and then the trees themselves. I'm easily good, should make $5,000 off of that. So that should pretty much just pay for this truck altogether. So I'm not too worried about the money, and then we're going to go back and get all the trees from the power lines too. But let me go ahead and get the truck loaded up on here. Alright, got it all loaded up here. So let's head on back up to our property up on top of the mountain. And then we'll get our tractors and everything ready to get the logs set up. So yeah, this is definitely an old truck. But I like these old trucks. They're really good and easier to work on and everything. So there's nothing fancy in here. Regular roll-up dial windows, old radio. Slap a little paint on here, clean it up, and this thing will look pretty good. So let's go ahead and get back up to the property there, and we'll see you back up there. Alright, just getting this loaded off here. Then we're gonna get the skid steer, front end loader loaded up. We're gonna need to bring the stump grinder here, and then we're also gonna need to come over here and grab that. So I need to get this out of the way, the trailer out of the way. It's just down here on the other side of this hill where the construction yard's gonna be at, so it's not that far from where we're actually at. So let me go ahead and get this unloaded off and then get all that loaded onto here. Alright, we got everything loaded up here. Go ahead and head on down there. So once I get the actual forks on the back of it to hold the logs on, I don't know if I'll be able to carry the equipment like this. And unfortunately with the trailer that I have, it won't hook up to the back of this truck. All of it's too low, so it won't even ride right. It's designed more for a lower truck like my Volkswagen. So we're either gonna have to look for a different trailer or work with it without the forks and transfer everything like this. But we can look into that after we start getting these logs and start selling all this stuff out. Get a little bit more money. Now, as you see over here to the right, this is where the construction yard's gonna be at. Looks like they already got the portage on. They already got some of the construction fencing up around it. They're supposed to be marked also with what trees need to be taken out. So let's back this up in here and get our equipment off and start looking at those trees. I'll let that unload there while we come through here. So we got one tree right here. Tree looks like it's staying. I assume the one next to the porta potty will be staying since they moved that there. See, we got another 2 more back this way, 3 more back this way. So this is where the power lines come in, so I'm guessing our trailer is going to be right in this area somewhere. I don't know if they have all that hooked up yet. Looks like the lines are there, but I don't know if they're actually running. Oh, there's a light there too. But they're eventually going to run the lines all the way up to the campground also. So we'll actually get power sent up to our house, or to our property. So that's going to help. See, we got another tree here, so that was what, 3? 1, 2, 3, 4. I think 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trees. I don't know if this one's got to go or not either. It's kind of in the way. I don't see an X on it though, so we might have to be. I have a feeling we'll be coming back to get that one too. It's kind of in the way of the road, but we'll let them decide on that. I'll cut down the trees they want me to. So let me get my equipment off here and I start cutting that down. Alright, I think I'll start with this one right here. Should be able to drop it that way. Try to get as much of this as we can. We do have the stump grinder, so might drop it that way. Up. Perfect. Okay, we got this one. Should be able to drop it pretty much the same way as that one did. This one fell into the road here. I didn't break their fence. To get this chopped up out of the way real quick. Alright, got that road cleared back up. So, let's see, we got one more to go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, this last one right here. Make it go that way. I think I got the trees all cut down to the right size that I need. So let me just start loading all this up here. Alright, I got one load of logs here. I wish I was able to get more on here. I think I could have gotten the rest of it. I got it all piled up over here though. So I'm going to take this down, and then I might stop by the shop to see if I can't get the forks added onto this. And then that way, if we got enough money, how much that would cost, and then looking at the trailers. So let me go drop this off, and then we'll go ahead and do that stuff. So because I'm going to go to the shop, I'm going to take this down to the Sawmill more closer to this side of town. Alright, we're pulling up in here into the wood mill now. So we'll go ahead and drop this off and see how much we get. We got $8,000 off of that load, a little bit over $8,000. So that's actually pretty good. So let me head on up to the store, see if we can get the forks loaded on here so we can actually make bigger loads, make even more money. We're also gonna have to look into getting a trailer for this too. So we made it here to the store. So I'm going to talk with them to see if we can't get the log forks loaded on, or installed on the back of here. And then we need to look about getting a trailer too. But let me walk in here and talk to them about this. So I just got finished talking to them in there. They said they'd be able to get it done today. They ain't got no extra work to do. It's going to cost around $500. I already got the parts, so it's more just for the labor. I'm actually going to have them try to weld down the forks that are going to be coming back here. So they're going to be kind of U-forks. That way the logs don't fly off either side. And we should be able to stack them up a lot taller in here to do a lot more logs. So they're going to go ahead and work on that. They said it should be about an hour, hour and a half to get all that done. So I'm going to run over here to the diner, get me some lunch. They also told me that there's a trailer up here at the RV outdoor center that someone returned, so it's partially used, that I might be able to get a good deal on. So I'm gonna go, after I eat my lunch, I'm gonna go up there and see about that trailer. That way I can actually tow stuff around still. But let me come in here and do that, then go look at that trailer, and we'll be right back. Just got finished eating my lunch. They're still working on the truck down there. It looks like they got the log forks up on the sides. I think they're just working on the welding now. So I'm going to walk up here and check out the trailer they said they had up here. And they got a lot of nice equipment out here. Some campers. We'll have to maybe look into getting a camper later on to put on a 2-hour site before we could get our cabin built up. It might be cheaper to lease or maybe rent a camper or something, or maybe even just buy it and sell it later. But that's later on in the future. But this might be the trailer right here. It's a little bit bigger than our other trailer, and it'll be a lot sturdier. I should be able to carry all the equipment that I have on here. It actually has a gas tank too, it looks like. So that might be a little nice too. That way I don't have to worry about loading gas everywhere. So yeah, let me come in here and ask him about the trailer, how much it's gonna cost since it has been used, and then we'll go back down there to our truck to see if it's ready, and then we'll finish doing our logging stuff. So I'm back. I got finished talking with them in there. So they said I could get it for about $2,000. It was actually a steal for this type of trailer. I looked over it, don't see anything wrong with it, so I went ahead and purchased it. They said they're going to get it cleaned up, get my tags and everything put on. They also told me that what's unique about this trailer is I could get an enclosure that goes right here where this metal part is. So it could have a back part to haul whatever I need to, and then a little bucket or a tilt bucket that I could put other stuff in, like grass or grain or anything like that. So that's another option we could try to look into. It's got the high hitch here, so it should be able to back up to my truck just perfectly. So they're going to get all that cleaned up and get the paperwork finished off. I paid cash for it. so that made it a lot easier. But I'm gonna go ahead and head back and get my truck to see how it's going. Hopefully it should be done by now. Then we'll head back up to the construction yard up there and finish doing those logs and then start on the rest of it. So we're back here. It's about 3 o'clock. Everything's finished and installed. So we got our forks here on the back. So now we should be able to make load trips almost all the way to the top of the forks. I'll have to worry about the front and back a little bit, but this should make us have a bigger load. And that last load was a little over $8,000, so I'm thinking easily $10,000 loads. We'll easily make up for all this stuff that we paid for. The trailer's ready, so we'll head up on that way. And the other good thing is they actually washed the truck. We got everything hooked up here. Everything actually looks pretty good. Kind of like the trailer on here. It's long, but it's definitely going to help. I think we're going to be able to get the skid steer plus any additional equipment on here easily. So I'm actually going to go fill this tank up in the trailer. That way I can have gas in case I'm going to need it anytime soon for the skid steer. That'd be the only thing I can use it for right now. But we're down here at the gas station. Might as well fill it up. And I'll probably fill the truck up too while we're down here, so we don't have to worry about that. So let me go ahead and get all that done. Get me a snack, something to drink, and then we'll head back up there to finish those logging stuff. So we made it back. I got everything loaded off. Got the trailer loaded off over there. And then I got the flatbed down, so now we can load these logs onto here. And then we'll start heading. I'll come through here and get rid of these stumps. And then we'll start grabbing the other trees on the way down. Alright, got all the logs set up on there now, so I'm just gonna put this up here for now. Then I'll go do those stumps, and then we'll start getting the rest of these logs coming down the power lines here. I got the logs all done. Let me go park this back up on the trailer since we're not going to be needing it for right now. Like I said, they're not really worried about the stumps over there by the power lines. They just want to kind of get the logs out of the way to not make it look as bad, since the stumps are more out in the woods. If there's any on the side of the roads, we might get rid of them. But other than that, I'm not too worried about the stumps. So let me park this up here. Alright, then I'm just going to drive this down there since we're all up here. No need to keep pulling the trailer around. Especially I'm going to work my way down. I can't take the truck off-road down some of these hills, so I'll probably have to bring the logs up to the side of the road and then I'll load them up from there. So let me start working on getting some of these trees cut down. Here's a couple right here. I'll get these cut down and kind of move the logs closer to the road. Now these stumps I might actually get rid of because they're right here at the front. I know further down in there we're probably not going to worry too much about them. So let me get these couple trees here cut up and move the logs over to the side so we can start loading them up on the truck. I'm just walking back down the line here. We got all the trees up this way. You can see there's one down further that way, but I'm not going to try to drive it all the way down here. But I did get the few that were up here. I really think I should get rid of these stumps, because they are a little bit of an eyesore up on this area, since this is going to be one of the major ways in to get to the campground. But here's all these trees that we got right here. I don't see any more lying around. If there are, they're small enough I'm not going to be too worried about it. So I might come back and load all this into the truck. It might all fit. I don't know. We'll see how much we can actually load into here, and then I'll try to grind some of those stumps down. Let me get down here and get the truck and drive it down there. We got all the logs on there, so that's going to be a really nice big load. I'm going to take this back down here and park it on the trailer. I'm probably not going to have enough time to get to the stumps tonight, but I am going to go take this load down, and then I'll come up here and secure the trailer. I don't know if I really need to do too much to it. I don't think we're going to have any problems with anybody coming around here. I might take it up to the next batch of trees. But I'm going to park this here and then go take that load down and see how much we make. Alright, we're pulling up into the wood mill now. Just right at nighttime, so did pretty good there. See how much we get off of this load. We got $18,541 off of that. So we actually made a profit today, even after buying all the new equipment. So that's actually really well. So we started the day off with $24,391. Then we spent $10,000 on this truck here. That's not counting the extra $500 to get the forks installed. And then we also bought us a trailer for $2,000. So that was around 12, let's call it 13,000 we actually spent. So that would have left us with a little under $10,000, and now we're at $38,000. So good $28,000 profit. So we actually made over $10,000 profit even after buying everything. So yeah, this was definitely worth it. We went ahead and paid off everything we just got, plus more. So the one thing that I'm looking at now is my little skid steer. It's okay to carry one log at a time, but if we're gonna start doing this logging work, especially since I got the trucks. I might need to try to look at to get something a little bit bigger. And now that we got a trailer that could pull something or hold something a little bit bigger, we might want to look into like a front end loader, not like a big industrial one, or we might be able to find some type of crane to start loading the stuff into here. But that's something we're gonna have to do another day. So it's getting dark out, so I'm gonna go head back and get the trailer, head back home, and call it a night. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed this episode, and we'll see you next time here on Green Mountain. You guys have a fabulous weekend.